good afternoon, and if you're coming home from working a long 9 to 5, I hope you're having a great one. As we bring to you another edition of Talktagon via
Yeah,
bodyslam.net.
we back.
I am your host, Rami, of course, and this is, of course, the almighty Max.
I
We'll
don't
be
know about
saying
that.
almighty. We'll be saying almighty for this card because, my goodness, this man, he's wearing all green because he couldn't stop
Bro,
winning.
once we bring out the predictions, I'll bring out the full green fit. But, it was a good week for us, and the entertainment was there. I got to, do some boasting to Rami. We saw a bunch of knockouts, lots of some
For
upsets for
sure,
sure. So, can't get much
for
better than that.
sure. Cannot. And what an exciting card this was because of course this is the final pay-per-view that we will be seeing on ESPN
Yeah,
for what 10 years now? The 10-year deal or so between the UFC and Paramount. They got like a really inked
freaking
up
Billy.
deal, billion dollar deal and everything, stream at no additional cost on Paramount.
Yeah,
So
I'm happy
we're
about
very
that.
happy about that. It's just crazy because of course the first ever UFC card on ESPN was a fight night in Brooklyn at Barclays Center, where the headliner was Henry Cejudo against
Mm.
TJ Dillashaw to save the flyweight division. What a time that was!
Yeah,
Dillashaw
that's
came in there.
crazy.
He wanted to screw him over. Instead, he got knocked out in the first minute and 40 seconds by Henry Cejudo, and then 2 months later, he was stripped of the UFC bantamweight championship. Dillashaw was because he took steroids,
Mm.
EPO, all that type of
Yeah,
stuff. I remember, and it was crazy because for years we heard those stories from Cody Garbrandt and
yep.
Uriah Faber and Chris Holdsworth as well. Like what a throwback name that is! But all of them saying this guy was teaching us how to use EPO and saying, oh, Dwayne Ludwig, it doesn't matter. Like he's gonna help you out. He's gonna be the best for you. And wow, what a time that was! The bantamweight
Mm.
division and flyweight division has seen so much since this ESPN partnership that it did not see in its prior partnership, except as example, the flyweight championship. The champion at the time during the whole Fox run was Demetrius Johnson. He held the flyweight championship for over 2,000 days. And here's the crazy
Great.
part. He defended the gold against John Dodson twice, John Moraga, Joseph Benavidez to win and defend against Ali Bogdanov, Chris Coriaso, Kyoji Horiguchi, Henry Cejudo, Tim Elliott, Wilson Race, and Ray Borg. All those names, 11 names he went
Mm-hmm.
against. And he defended against all of them.
Bro,
Just pure shocker. It's the great reign that he had,
dominant.
but it was never ever acknowledged. It was never respected. It was never put up to the pedestal.
Bro,
Like
Dana didn't fuck with him.
Dana did not fuck with Demetrius Johnson at all. And then he leaves, and then he thinks, oh, Demetrius is gonna go get messed up in Asia for one championship. That's not gonna be a good look for him. And instead, it was the other way around. Like Ben Askren
Yeah,
was the
the
one that they
trade.
got for the
Yeah.
trade. That trade, which by the way, nobody knew it was happening except me. I for some reason had a good source to know that the trade was happening. I put it up, and I remember in less than 20 minutes, I had 10,000 views on an article where people were like, "This isn't happening. You're
Like
lying to us.
what?
You're lying
Trade
to
and
us."
MMA?
And then, the next day, Ariel Helwani announced a trade has happened.
You're
Ben
like,
Askren for Demetrius Johnson. I'm like, and
Robbie
this is like
knows.
me at 18 years old. I'm like, brother, like I'm just getting started in this goddamn game. I'm 25 now. Like, my God, like Jesus Christ, what couple of
Bro,
years?
time
It's
flies, bro.
time fucking flies from like yeah, like where all the time go, and you're all fucking like bawling your eyes and everything. Like MMA has been like one of the coolest things I've discovered, and also one of the stupidest things because the fan base and some of the fighters
Yeah.
can be very fucking brain dead, and I mean that respectfully. But of course, this was the UFC's last pay-per-view before its new media deal with Paramount Skydance takes effect in 2026 next month, of which the new year already.
Yeah,
As the
bro.
numbered event will
Crazy.
Exactly, as the numbered events will instead be available to stream at no additional cost on Paramount Plus in the US starting next January. The pay-per-view model has been a hallmark of the promotion since its inception in 1993 and has been especially emphasized during the organization's 7-year broadcast partnership with ESPN. The main event for UFC 323 was between bantamweight champion Marab the Wallace Willie, who has just been so freaking dominant. He
Yeah.
wanted to become the first UFC champion in history to defend the title 4 times in the same calendar year. The pairing between him and Peter Yan had previously met in March of 2023 at a fight night, which Wallace really won by unanimous decision, and then we saw a completely different side this past Saturday night. But of course, what a night it was, and it's pretty fucking bullshit that I'm looking at this performance and night bonuses, and we got 2 bonuses out. Two.
Yeah,
We had
fucking bullshit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fucking finishes, and only two.
We don't get it, bro. This is a weekly discussion, and they can't seem to figure it out, dude. Like give the good bonuses. Like, if it's bonus worthy, give them a damn bonus, dude. It's not like, oh, this guy got a bonus, so you're not getting a bonus. I'm like, bro, how many knockouts does it have to be on a card?
What were you how was your weekend? How did you spend your weekend during the fights or even before the fights? The Los Angeles Angels are acquiring infielder Vaughn Grissom in a trade with the Boston Red Sox. Okay, that's so random to get, but sorry to interrupt you right there. The Angels, who cares?
But it was a great weekend, bro. Freaking, I was looking forward to this fight card, and it lived up to all my expectations, bro. I was like, holy shit, are we ever going to get a decision? And then we eventually got some, but man, dude, the amount of knockouts early on was just ridiculous. How many dudes are just getting slept, finished with the submission. So much fun, and then we'll get into it later, but my predictions, were on point this week. So I was really freaking riding high, and all the way, won't spoil anything, but who knows? Maybe I got a perfect card. Who knows? Maybe not. We're about to find out. I guess it was a draw, so I guess there can't be a perfect card with a draw, but
I will say that was a perfect.
Lots of green. Got to put on the green hat.
Look at that motherfucker!
Dude, the all green fit. The prelims are good to me.
Like, it's winning time for you, my guy.
Exactly, bro. Green beam. Let's freaking go.
Fucking
bro. Shout out to all these fighters. I know you guys all know my number one favorite fighter, because it always looks good to see it all green on. Even though it's just the prelims, I'm still happy about it.
We head into our first fight. Of course, we had a really good streak of green until I decided to go for Nazim Sadikov and of course Grant Dawson, which were not bad picks. But it was that this card was just so freaking good. It was stacked.
Mm-hmm.
It was really stacked, and I'm like, wow. And did you hear about the White House card, the UFC's White House card? They want to book 7 championship fights.
I saw that, bro. I'm like, we'll see if that happens.
7, brother. We're lucky enough to get 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, 7. Then what's gonna happen for the rest of the year?
For real, yeah. It's just gonna be all fight nights for the rest of the year.
Just fight nights for the rest of the year. Oh, you guys get a 3-month break, and then you guys can come back and defend your championship. Okay. But of course, our opener was between. It was a catchweight bout between Marian Santos and Muhammad Naimov, and it had a slow start. We can obviously tell it had a very, very first 2 rounds slow start. The leg kicks were doing something in a way for Santos, but Naimov, I guess, him trying to press up against the cage, he felt that he was winning points off of it, which that was nowhere near the case. It was just more like you're down to what are you gonna do in the 3rd round, when we finally get there and whatnot. Which it was the same action over and over. If we had a conversation during that fight, because I asked you your thoughts about the fight, when we got into the 3rd round, it was just a lot of leg kicks and a lot of slow jabs and a lot of clinching. And then we get into the first 21 seconds of the 3rd round, and Santos just pulled the trigger, landed that big meat hook, and dropped Naimov, and landed a couple more extra strikes just to try to make sure that this guy's actually done out and everything. But we all knew Naimov. As soon as he said timber and went down, it was over for it. It was good night, Irene. What were your thoughts on Santos getting this big win here?
Yeah, dude, huge win. This is a tough one to pick. Naimov's a solid fighter, but Santos was just, eventually found his timing and was able to get that nasty combination and put him down and finish the fight, which was much needed. Like you said, it was kind of a slow build-up, but
very slow.
Meanwhile, all he needed was a freaking 20 seconds in the 3rd round to find that timing and was able to put him down. So, yeah, now Santos 4-0 in the UFC. Previously just beat freaking Sadiq Youssef, which is a huge win. So this dude's on his way up right now. 4-0. Beat Sadiq Youssef. beat Naimov from like, I think this guy might need to step up at this point because he's a solid fighter. I believe won the Ultimate Fighter as well. So I'm like, this dude hasn't lost since 2022 against Dan Argueta, who's solid himself. So that's not a bad loss at all. So, this dude's definitely on my radar in this division. Yeah, and he was the one that missed the weight though, right? So just has to get that in check. And maybe
He just
figure
has to
that
get that in
out.
check. Thankfully, it wasn't too much of a blown out of proportion, like weight loss, weight miss.
Yeah.
It was just 2 pounds. And 2 pounds, I know people are, oh, come on now, 2 pounds, you can't make those 2 pounds. Hey, brother, when you get called in on these short notice fights and everything, and you got to fill in this card, what can
Yeah.
you do? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So Naimov decided to stay in it. So at that point, fight is on. So can't be complaining too much. And he got some
Can't
of
be
his purse, so gets a
exactly.
little
He
extra
got he
money.
got he got like 5K for getting his jaw smashed open almost. You know what I mean?
Seems
So
like a
like,
good deal.
seems like a good, you know what I mean? Pretty good damn deal. And our next fight after Santos picked up that big win of look at all that green right there.
Let's
Mansour
go.
Abdul Malik against Antonio Tricoli, and they mentioned Tricoli, gambling and getting like a
Yeah.
big,
World
a
Series of
big pot.
Poker.
World Series of Poker, getting a big old pot, like a
Got
lot of money and
100K,
everything
dude.
with it.
I'm like, sheesh.
Like my God, he got himself a fight of the night before a fight here. But then Mansour Abdul Malik, all it needed him was 1 minute and 9 seconds. He got Tricoli into a weird awkward position. Tricoli tried to take him down, it seems, got locked in that guillotine. The back muscles were being pulled. Like that back shot was
Yeah.
crazy. But like pause. But like
Crazy back shots from Abdul Malik. Sheesh. You said it.
um Yeah, pretty much. And then we saw that beautiful guillotine get like just snatched in and just put Tricoli down. Like,
Yeah.
why did we get a performance of the night bonus for this? That was the
I know,
sickest thing in
dude.
the world. Like a first minute finish, basically the guillotine. Mansour Abdul Malik came in there and said, "I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, and I want to get my money and get the fuck out of here. It's Christmas time. My family
Yeah.
needs me here." And wow, like what a monster performance that was. This middleweight division is something else. We have in the top 10, there's only two fighters with losses. Roman Dolidze, who lost to Fluffy Hernandez, which Fluffy Hernandez got himself a big fight coming up in Houston next year. Jared Cannonier has not fought since he lost to Michael Venom Page at UFC 319 a couple months
Mm-hmm.
ago. But the top 15, 14, and 13 all have wins. Joe Piper, Gregory Rodriguez, and Paulo Costa. If Mansour Abdul Malik wants to, I would love for him to fight either Piper or fight Costa. I think those two fights definitely get him to the top five, or even fight Cannonier. You know what I mean? Cannonier is somebody that we haven't seen in quite a minute, so I would like to see him get back into the mix.
Yeah,
What were
yeah.
your thoughts on this win for Abdul Malik?
Yeah, clearly showing there's levels to this. I mean, undefeated in the UFC, gets the finishes left and right. I don't know if he's ready for the rankings quite yet. Maybe give him one more step up because from Tricoli to the rankings is quite a big jump. Tricoli hasn't got a UFC win yet. Maybe they'll keep him around, but at this point, maybe he should just be a full-time poker player because he's probably going to make more money doing that than losing in the UFC. I mean, 100K is probably what, like freaking 7 fights for him in the UFC or some shit. So, it's hate to see a Tricoli get freaking just ran through like that, but man, we're dealing with a special prospect in Abdul Malik. Seems like he's going to be one of those guys, like you said, we'll be fighting those ranked guys if he keeps this up. And it's like, how does he even make weight, dude? He's so big, freaking so long and lanky. And once he got that choke locked in, I would not want to be Tricoli in that situation, dude. That looked like it was quite the squeeze. So, man, another dominant performance. He had that last, it was like a no contest or whatever, a draw with Cody Brundage from like the illegal strike or some
Yeah,
shit. But, I mean, that was basically a win before
but
that. So,
But even
basically
but even
4-0.
then, he's literally has never went the distance. He's only gone to the second round of all of his career. Like, literally, the only time he's gone past the first round was once to the second round, and that was it. He beat Russ Schultz in the Contender Series by ground and pound. He beat Dusko Todorovic in the first round. He beat Nick Klein in the second round. My apologies. He went to the second round twice. Beat Nick Klein there. Had that the overturned result win over Cody Brundage after that illegal strike. But coming back to Tricoli after they were booked this past February, beat him. Like it's funny. He was supposed to fight Tricoli. He fought Nick Klein. He beat Nick Klein. He finally fights Tricoli and then chokes him out in the first minute.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that 10-fight win streak right now, pretty damn banger.
Bro, he's on the comp.
He could definitely find his way back. He could definitely find his way into that top 15 if the UFC wants to see it as like a punishment ritual. Because for some reason they always use Bo Nickel and Joe Pyfer opponents as like, you're being punished. You're not gonna win this fight. You're not gonna do good. And then Rener the Ritter, shocks the whole world. But we need to see him back at tip-top shape, especially with how the division's moving and how cardio is going to be really, really affecting him with these 5-round fights that he's going to take in the future.
That last one was not pretty.
Our next fight was between Ira Bonarevsky and Ibo Aislan. Sorry.
This one was crazy.
Wow. Oh my God. This was the fucking fight where they're like throwing fucking meat hooks, going crazy.
Literally, bro.
Ibo gets dropped. Iwo gets dropped. They get back up. They go crazier even more. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. But in the end, we stay perfect. And even though I showed you that fucking screenshot, dude. Verdict was trying to fuck us over. That loss, brother. Like, nuh-uh.
You're like, fix your damn app.
Fix your damn app. This is like 3 times this year where I've had to fucking deal with, like, I didn't lose. Like, my God. But, wow. Just, I'm shocked they didn't get a fucking bonus for this. Like, that right there deserved them both a bonus because you guys went guns blazing and you were freaking crazy as hell. Like,
they both deserve like 100 damn K for that performance.
Here's my take. Like, because I want to say this. Here's the thing, like, about this whole, like, UFC, card and whatnot. I didn't see you crack a smile for that joke, so I'm not going to do it again. But anyways.
I missed it. Fuck. Went over the head.
So here's the thing.
Oh, I see.
Get
it. There we go.
Get it? The UFC should have used this final card as a way to pay off all the fighters in every single way. A finish, 50K. Another finish, 50K. A really great banger fight, hell, give them 2 out of the night bonuses.
Yeah, bro. What the fuck?
They say that they're going to change up the structure of the pay structure for the bonuses and for the fight of the night finishes, all that stuff. But here's my take. When the fuck were you gonna do that this year? You were making all this damn money and all these like touted cards and how great our freaking fighters are and everything. Like, we have Kayla Harrison fighting Amanda Nunes, 2 of the greatest women MMA fighters of all fucking time, next month. And if Nunes gets a finish or Harrison gets a finish, we all know it's gonna be a bonus on their hand. But in general, it should already be a bonus on their hand, because of just how great they are. Another thing on top of that is the main event fight for January 24 is which one? It's not Harrison and Nunes.
I think it is.
No. It's the other fight. I even said the same thing. I was like, wait, we're not getting like the 2 greatest women's fighters of all time.
On which date?
This is UFC 320. Oh, Gaethje versus
Pimblett. That's right. That one is the main event, not even Kayla. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, the disrespect, bro.
I'm sorry, but no. Gaethje and Pimblett is an interim title fight, and it should be a co-main event fight. The women's bantamweight championship, Kayla Harrison finally won it. We finally got a like judo queen since Ronda Rousey to win it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Kayla Harrison has more like respect from her peers than Ronda Rousey does. I know this because I've trained with a lot of her peers. Like, a lot of people will be like, oh, Kayla, a big sweetheart. Kayla Harrison, massive sweetheart. And when they say about Ronda Rousey, like, oh, yeah, her. Like, that goes, it's not me freaking saying it. It's other people around me saying, I'm like, well, what are your thoughts on that? Like, you know what I mean? You got to ask these people privately. And when they give you the reasons, they're like, oh, I don't really blame you. But Kayla Harrison is such a freaking dog. And it's the fact that she should be main eventing this freaking first card of Paramount, because look at how Fox started off. Fox started off with, oh, we will never ever bring women to MMA here. freaking Ronda Rousey versus Liz Carmouche happens, or Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate happens, like, they're like, Sarah McMahon or Beth Correa, like, there's all these women's fighters that stepped up to the plate against Ronda, and they're like, yeah, Ronda's our greatest fighter in the world. Holly Holm comes in and takes the fucking head off. Then Miesha
Yeah.
Tate beats Holly Holm, which was a shocker. Like, I was like, Miesha beat Holly Holm in the 5th round, choked her out, and we're like, man, I bet this night can't get crazier. And then Nate Diaz choked out Conor McGregor that same main event. Like, wow, how do you
Bro.
fucking make that? How do you make that up, man? Um, but of course, I expect better from these people. But I don't expect better from the UFC because the UFC has always been highly touted for being full of bunch of bullshit, and they
Yeah.
don't want to pay the fighters whatsoever. But what were your thoughts on this freaking? I'm so sorry, but what were your thoughts on this back and forth scrap between Ivo and Ivo?
Yeah, dude, definitely my fight of the year in terms of just straight action. It gave me throwbacks to freaking Czech Congo and Pat Barry. But this one was like
Yeah,
straight in the first
I just
round.
mentioned that fight a few days ago. Crazy enough. My apologies, but
Literally,
crazy.
bro. I'm like, whenever there's just like back-to-back knockdowns, back-to-back freaking rocks, I'm like, you don't have no idea who's gonna go down. It seemed like at any moment either one of them could have been out cold. But Ebo goes down, and Ewo for I love that they basically both have the same name. This is like freaking perfect. They were made for each other, and you just had no idea who was going to go down first. You knew someone was going down, or how hard they're swinging, how many punches they're throwing. And I thought I was low-key worried. I'm like, dude, don't gas out and blow the freaking prediction. And thankfully, he clutched up, landed that nasty hook, put him down, had a few more extra ones to really lay him out, and got that freaking, yeah, I guess not a fight of the night bonus, but, still an amazing fight. Definitely should be like freaking,
Still,
I don't know how that's not fight of the night, honestly. Dude. I'm like, the one
right,
that got it
right,
was
dude. Like,
Marab and Jan. I'm like, that was a good fight, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it was more one-sided. This one was like, anything could have happened, really, dude. I'm like, holy shit.
I agree. Another fight that was like also like fight of the night material was in a way Blachowicz and Bogdan Guskov. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
another fight of the night potential right there. Another one as well was Talbot and Cejudo. Even though it was a little bit like one-sided with with the underdog, as they say, was because the underdog won in a
Yeah.
way. But I feel like that fight, with how bloody they got and with how crazy they got, I feel like that also constituted for a fight of the night bonus. But Dana hates his
Yeah.
people.
Feel
Our next
greedy.
fight was between Jalen Turner and Edson Jr. Barbosa. Wow. You know, and it sucks. Here's the thing. They were showing a lot of highlights of Edson's like biggest moments from like 10 fucking years ago. Like, all due respect, but my
He's been
God,
around.
they kept showing that one knockout that he had over like Dan Hooker in like 2017, 2018, or like that spinning heel hook that he did to that one fighter. I forgot. He took off his chin. They always show the highlight. The way the
Yep.
man falls back. They did all that just for Jalen Turner to go in there and just be like, dude, I'm gonna rock this fucker and put him down. And
Yeah.
I'm happy to see Jalen Turner back in action. Of course, it. I believe he was the one that wanted to retire a couple like months ago and whatnot.
Yep.
Um, after he lost to Ignacio Bahamondes, after he got choked out this past March, at the UFC 313 card in Las Vegas, he took 10 pay-per-views off, decided to get back in there, and then him and Edson Barboza, he really did prove himself there against a big-time vet after losing to Renato Moicano, Ignacio Bahamondes. He beat Bobby Green, which was a very like, hey ref, stop the fight type of fight.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I
one was
mean?
fucked
Like
up,
it was
dude. Yeah.
scary.
He said that look affected him where he was like, damn, just how like freaking violent that was and how seeing the
Mm-hmm.
replay afterward, I'm like, yeah, that was a
And
really violent
having
fight.
to literally do all those blows to the head, I was like, brother, like that's some scary shit.
So I'm
But
like, ref, do something.
exactly. What were your thoughts on Turner winning to get himself back into the win column?
Yeah, I love to see it, dude. I was sad to hear him retiring early, but glad it was a short-lived retirement. Back already, less than a year. Hate that it had to be against a legend like Edson. They don't seem to be doing him any favors with these matchups, but Edson's the type of guy who he'll fight anyone really, and unfortunately, it might be, getting toward those years where he just can't quite keep up with these newer guys, especially at lightweight, where they have so many big dudes, big, strong dudes, and he's not getting any younger, not quite as explosive as he once was. He's still super fast, but I think the power's just not quite as crazy. But yeah, it's a tough matchup anytime you're in there with Jalen Turner, especially when you're almost 40 years old. So no disrespect to Edson, but when you're in there against a 30-year-old in his prime, Jalen Turner, who just came off of a nice mental reset where he was retired, but then he realized, okay, I should continue to chase my dreams. I shouldn't retire yet just because I had a few losses. I'm still have a lot of potential. I mean, he's probably one of the taller guys in that division, so lanky, uses it well. And yeah, it's a freaking joy to watch. So I'm so glad he's back out there. And hey, we got the prediction right. That's always a bonus. So, glad he's back.
Always.
We'll see
Always.
we'll see what happens next. Where are they gonna give him a similar level matchup, or are they gonna send him straight to the Wolves? Because I mean, after that performance, he may as well.
Exactly. Our next fight was another fight where you just said like they're not doing him any justice with the fights he's taken. Marvin Vettori.
Yeah.
His last win came in 2023. Since 2023, he's taken on Jared Cannonier, Roman Dolidze, Brendan Allen, and Bruno Ferreira, and he's lost to all of them by decision. He's too tough for his own good.
Yeah.
He takes all these punches, all these blows. He gets rocked. Like Bruno Pereira rocked him multiple times in this fight. There was not a single moment where Marvin Vettori had any upper hand, any type of like, oh, I can have a moment where I knock down Bruno. He touched him once, and then he backed up. I was like, brother, the fuck are you doing? Like, you're trying to save your UFC career here, and you're just going in here just for a paycheck. And I'm not trying to be like that asshole who says, oh yeah, do better. But when you're literally on a 3-fight losing streak, and your last 5 was losing to Robert Whittaker, winning over Roman Dolidze, losing to Cannonier, Roman Dolidze lost, Brendan Allen. Now, like in the top 6, you're 5 losses and 1 win. Like that's terrible. It's terrible, and you don't want to see it, especially when a fighter like him, who earned a middleweight title fight back in the day over Izzy Adesanya, who fought, so many. Like, look at this. He went from being the guy who, when he lost to Israel Adesanya on April 14, 2018 on that fight night, he went up to beat Cesar Ferreira, Andrew Sanchez, Carl Robertson, Jack Hermanson, and Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
He went on that big streak. Lose to Izzy. He was like, it's okay, cool, whatever. He fights Paulo Costa, who was not looking like himself back in the day. In 2021, Paulo Costa was missing weight. He was drinking the secret juice. He was just not caring at all about the UFC.
For real.
Exactly. He beats Paulo Costa. He fights Robert Whittaker in a fight where, like, it was a return to middleweight because it was his light heavyweight debut. Which, why didn't he stay at light heavyweight? Honest to God, like, I'm gonna be real. Like, if he stayed at light heavyweight during that 2021 period, he could have been fighting for the title. He would have gotten killed by Yuri Prochazka or Jamal Hill, even though Jamal Hill's recent victory is only probably over a woman.
Yeah, Jesus,
but,
I forgot about that already, dude. Yeah,
like crazy stuff.
Jamal's always in the news for something. What the fuck?
Yeah, you get like what do you call it? Friend zoned by Joanna, you're the J-check, and then you get mad and like, oh, I'm gonna knock you out. Like,
yeah. And did you see this? How they were saying it was like Joanna was coming at his girl. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, and then his girl wasn't even there.
Yeah, so I'm like, bro, the side piece and is getting exposed. I'm like, oh my god, bro. Hill, what are you doing, bro?
That CTE speaking loud, my god, like
real, bro. What the fuck, dude? That is not a good story, bro.
Not good at all. Bruno Ferreira, though, he picks up that big win here. This middleweight division is something else because where is Bruno even? Bruno's not even in the top fucking 15. But not even Marvin Vettori. I feel like both guys were just fighting just to see where it goes from there.
I know, yeah. I feel like Bruno's just right outside of there, dude. He's freaking good. That was his first ever time going to a decision for Bruno. So, I mean, Marvin is just unfinishable. It seems like no matter who you throw in there against, they could be never have gone to a decision. But if they go against freaking Marvin, you're going to a decision because he's just too damn tough.
Currently, the middleweight division has no fights booked at all for their entire top 15 rankings. Daniel Rodriguez don't got a fight. Jeff Neal don't got a fight. Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns, Gabriel Bonfim, Joaquin Buckley. What is this here?
Is that middleweight or welterweight? Oh, he's dogging your Dawson pick. That's what I'm wondering too, my man. Seemed like a clear Manuel Torres pick to me.
Be quiet, Kumar. How do you spell that? 3 M's, 2 R's. Anyways, that's actually a freaking Harold and Kumar line. So no one take me as a racist. I've been accused of being Indian. Anyways, no, but seriously, like it's not always because like you could be like, oh, I want to bet on this fight, and out of nowhere, a big upset happens. You can't tell.
To be
You
fair,
can't
Rami's
tell.
predictions have been on point. I mean, 67.8%. He's crushing me,
I
but
also want
it was
to
my
add
night.
this. Manuel Torres did lose to Ignacio Bahamondes quite some time ago. So you never because they were like, oh, he's on like a 15 fight win streak. He's like 15 first round finishes. I'm like, yeah, but he lost one of those to Ignacio Bahamondes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, I'm still gonna keep this open.
Yeah, I think Dawson was the favorite, so I mean, it's not that crazy.
Yeah, he was the favorite. Grant Dawson's wife just fought the night prior to that, won, and then he fought the next night looking to win. So I was like, brother, I'm looking at the family tree here. Like, so my apologies, Kumar. My fault. I'll do better next time.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll do better.
My God. I'll do better next time. But D-Rod, Jeff Neal, Colby, Gilbert Burns, Bonfim, Joaquin Buckley. That's some 15-10. I think that, they could guarantee that we get to see freaking Bruno Ferreira in one of those fights in the freaking future because he took some damage, but he didn't really take a lot of it. And by the way, spell my name next time right. Like, I was like Ami. I'm like Kamihamiya, Kamiramia. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. But that ends our early prelims, which was featured on ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and FX. So if you kicked your son off or kicked your daughter off from watching Bluey so you can watch the fights, my man, let's go.
Raising him right.
Raising him right. Let's go. Dawson strikes like an orangutan throwing a banana.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't agree more, bro. That's why I was worried. I'm like, either Dawson's gonna wrestle him to death or he's getting slept.
All love. Thank you so much.
Let's go.
Hey, we fuck with that.
Yes,
Salute.
sir.
Like,
I need all the people to dog on Rami as possible for his picks because it's a rare occasion. I actually beat him, so I'm living this out.
My God, my fucking hat. Oh man, I'm never gonna wear that shit. I have to wear it one more time before the year ends.
Bro, I'm on a 2-week streak. It might be a new record for me.
Oh man, our next fight was my first loss here, Faris Yaham against Nazim Sadikov, and at first it was looking like, oh, what do you call it? Ziyam might end in the first round. Then they got to the second round, and no offense to like Nazim, but for him to be like, hey, I was still alive, I was still good and everything at the end of the second round when he was getting pummeled on and they stopped the fight. I want to say he could have been. And the worst part that adds on to it is this. Jason Herzog was refereeing that night.
The rigor.
Like once I saw him pull him up at
Vegas made a call.
Once I saw him pick up at 4:59, I legit said this, like, hold on. I was like, oh, look, my parlay hit. Like, thank goodness I did it on the other side. Thank goodness I did it on the other side of my card. Someone was freaking
screenshotted.
It's an old card anyway, so if you want like 20 cents out of that fucking bitch, go right ahead. But Zaham, oh my God, this man came in, guns are blazing. He looked so crisp. Everything he did was just so freaking nice with it. And his last loss was to a submission loss back in 2022 in the first round to Terrence McKinney. Since then, Michael Figlak, Jay Herbert, Claudio Paredes, Matt Favola, Mike Davis, and Nazim Satigov have been victims to the power that Ziyam has. And Sidikov on his defense streak and whatnot for whatever he has, prior to his loss, his last loss came in his first fight ever.
Yeah.
Like 2018 at Ring of Combat to Juan Galarza. What was this? Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, Maron. Like,
Yeah,
golly.
for real, dude.
Since then,
It was a tough
since
pick.
then he beat William Dill, Pickle, Trent Stump, Elijah Harris, Sean Herrera, all these guys through Fury FC. He finally gets a Dana White Contender Series in 2022, wins by knockout, beats Evan Elder in his first fight. Then he choked out Terrence McKinney. Did I get that wrong? Did I say he lost to Terrence? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I think it was
Zion
the
lost
other,
to Terrence McKinney, so they have a common
which was
opponent there.
which was a shocker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Nazim beat McKinney, submitted him the same way that he submitted Ziam, and he
Yep.
lost. I'm like that's why it's so great about this sport is that we never know what can happen. Then we get a
Hmm.
draw between him and Vyacheslav Borishev. I know who that is because the name. Once you hear that name, you're like, okay, I remember that fucker. Um,
Yep. I remember
Ismail
him.
Ismail Bonfim, Nicholas Mata, and then right now he loses to Ziam. Like, that's crazy that you had that much of a big streak from like your first fight loss till now.
Yeah.
That's but he'll be back in there much better than ever. It's just that when you get a fighter, and you know this more than anything, you get a fighter that's literally your equal, even though they might have like a high advantage over you. That just means that that fighter is gonna come in and throw that heater at your jaw and take you down.
Yeah.
But my God, Ziam is doing what's best for business, and that is picking up a big win here. Sadly, he did not pick up a bonus, even though that was constituting for a bonus for
Yeah.
how dominant he looked. What were your thoughts on this
Typical,
win?
typical, dude. This is a tough one for me to pick, honestly, where we've seen Sadikov look really good lately, but we've also seen Ziam look good. And then I was like, that Terrence fight, that one does make me bring up some questions where Ziam got choked out, Sadikov choked McKinney out. But, man, I had to go with Ziam. I was liking his form a little better, and just the size difference is just massive, especially in the cage. You could really tell. I'm like, Sadikov was trying to break that range and close that distance, but it was just way too much of a difference in size. I'm like, Ziam was able to keep him off of him, and then what really surprised me was Ziam's grappling was really on point and was really controlling that first round, just on top of him. And I was like, damn, I didn't know he had this in his bag. And then for him to just dominate as well as he did, I did not see that coming. I expected it to be a close fight, but Ziam seems to be improving like so much every time we see him. For him to make Sadikov look like that, I'm like, damn, this dude is the real deal, because I was going in thinking this is a 50-50 fight. Tough one to pick. And then Ziam just straight dominates the entire time. I mean, Sadikov only landed 4 significant strikes. I'm like, that's not going to get it done, especially against Ziam. So, man, another freaking massive lightweight where I'm just like, these dudes are just, the builds I'm seeing, I'm like, this guy looks like Wembenyama for the freaking lightweights. Freaking ridiculous. So, definitely going to be one to watch. And if his grappling is going to keep getting better like it was, then this dude, the sky's the limit for this dude. He's so freaking good.
So freaking good. I'm glad that you said all that because it's truly the truth. Like, this guy is gonna be getting so much better as time goes on, and I think this card definitely built up a whole batch of contenders that were
Yeah.
2026 when we see them. We're gonna be seeing them in main events. We're gonna be seeing them in the co-main event slots, maybe for pay-per-views. It's gonna be very, very exciting to see. Next fight was Macy Barber against Karine Silva. Last time we saw Macy Barber, she almost suffered a very, very scary, very
Yeah.
situation where she had a seizure before a fight with Aaron Blanchfield. The fight was called off 5 minutes before they were supposed to walk out,
And wasn't it like a
and
main event? I can't remember.
yeah, it was a main event. Yeah, because the co-main event was Benoit Saint Denis versus Mauricio Rufio. So I was
Yeah.
like, we got that fight, and then we were waiting for the main event, and then that happened, and we're like, what the fuck? Like, we never seen something like that happen. So
Yeah.
months later, we finally get to see Macy Barber step in there, and boy, did she looked really good out there. Of course, as always, she looked phenomenal. Her last loss was in 2021 and 2020, back-to-back losses she suffered um, for the first time in her career. Roxanne Modafferi, crazy name to pull, and Alexa Grasso, the former champion. Since then,
Yeah.
Miranda Maverick, Montana De La Rosa, Jessica I, Andrea Lee, Amanda Ribas, Caitlin, the former Shukagian, now she's going by the name of
Yeah.
Sormana. I was shocked by that. And Corinne Silva, she recently beat. Uh, I learned about Caitlin Chukagian. She took a break in 2022 from fighting. She just recently came back last year to fight for that 2024 card because after she suffered she took a break after suffering two miscarriages. So that's not something that, of course,
Yeah.
it's what do you call it? It's very sad. It's very tragic, and of course, I hope that she's doing well and everything. And whether she does fight in MMA or whether she does continue on her family life, that she's able to just be happy overall with her mental.
Mhm.
Because of course, when you're training so hard and you're doing all these things, and then you want to take a break from the fighting to make a family, and then stuff like that happens. I feel like it just really does take a really heavy toll on you for a
Mhm.
woman. Um, but with Macy Barber, another situation where she suffered that seizure before her fight
Yeah.
with Aaron Blanchfield. Everyone blamed her. Everyone pitted this whole blame game and was saying, "Oh, she's scared. She's this. She's that." Like,
Yeah.
brother, she could have died out there.
I'm like, I don't think she
And that
controls that.
exactly.
It's not up to her
And
if that happens.
exactly. Literally near-death experience involving a combination of pneumonia, strep throat, and a staph infection, which led to her hospitalization for 9 days. Like
Yeah, I was
that
worried.
fucking
We
terrible.
were thinking she may never even fight again at that point. I'm like,
That's,
is
that's
this
when
going to
when
be
she
able to get
stepped into
sorted out?
the octagon, she and her post-fight speech. She was like, I'm so happy to just be alive and everything. A lot of people on MMA Twitter or just socials were like, my God, what a coward, what a little bitch, grow up. I'm like, she almost dies,
I'm like,
and you
what is wrong with you?
that's just how stupid people are. Like literally brain dead, stupid, and fucking ignorant. But Barbara comes back. She wins the fight by unanimous decision. She took the illegal kick to the freaking
Yeah, dude.
jaw and neck. Like my God,
I
like
know. I'm like,
even
no
then,
point taken, bro. I'm like, this is bullshit.
no point taken at all. What's crazy is that she is the number 5 ranked women's flyweight, and guaranteed she should be fighting, in a way next for the championship because of the fact that she's been on such a crazy ass win streak. Here, the women's flyweight currently a champion, of course, is Valentina Shevchenko, 3-5 win streak, 2 title defenses.
Yeah.
Manon Ferro lost to Valentina Shevchenko. She beat Jasmine Jasudavicius recently. And Natalia Silva, who is crazy.
Yeah, she
Natalia
needs to get
Silva
that.
is she's stepping up. It was supposed to be Alexa Grasso versus Rose Namajunas. Now she's fighting Rose Namajunas, Natalia Silva. Like, wow, that's gonna
I'm
be
like,
very
I want to
exciting.
see her fight for the title, but I guess the Rose one will do.
And it's exciting too because of course, Grasso fought Natalia Silva. She lost to her, and then now, of course, Natalia Silva is fighting Rose Namajunas, who was supposed to fight Grasso. So that's boosting her up to like a 14-fight win streak if she does win. Erin Blanchfield is on a 2-fight win streak. Her last win right now was over Tracy Cortez, that submission win. Macy Barber defeated Korean Silva. She's on a 7-fight win streak. 7-fight win
Yeah.
streak. Jasmine Jasudavicius could have been next if she beat Manon Ferro, but she didn't. Manon Ferro could be next in line, but I think you need one more fight. And I mean, a
Yeah.
2-fight win streak always beats a 1-fight win streak. You don't unless you're the former champion, you don't really deserve the next line, next shot in line. But if Natalia Silva can finish Rose Namajunas, whether February 1st card in Sydney, is it a Sydney, Australia card or is it January 24? UFC
Mm,
324. Yeah, January 24. My apologies. That will be the first card on the Paramount, promotion. Natalia Silva, Rose Namajunas. If Silva can win over Namajunas, I guarantee she fights for the title next. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean,
Manon Ferro, I think what would be the next fight to book is either Macy or Erin Blanchfield against Manon Ferro. Because I don't think Blanchfield wants to take another barber fight. She does not want to have to deal with a situation where I cut all this weight and a health event happens again. That was
yeah,
her
that's a good
words,
point.
not mine. And I feel like we'll definitely see maybe a title fight this upcoming July or so for Valentina. It's gonna take quite a couple of months before we do guarantee who fights for the championship next, especially
Yeah,
after
seems like it.
Zhang Weili went down a weight class, halted everything, and now these women have to see what happens next. But with the Barber win, what were your thoughts on her picking up this win and getting advancing herself to a 7-fight win streak?
Yeah, super happy for her, like you said. Hate to see that health event happen, and I was like, fuck, is she ever going to be the same again? Thankfully, she showed that she is 100%. And what I love about that fight was after she got that illegal strike to the freaking chin that the ref didn't do shit about, she was fucking locked in after that and was beating her ass even worse. So I'm happy she was able to get that win. Well deserved. Karine Silva is a solid fighter, but Macy's showing that she's on that even upper level there, and she's only 27 years old, so still plenty of time to keep getting better, developing, so many more fights in her future. So happy to see her back and healthy and happy, and getting back in that win column is or even the activity column is huge. So shout out to Macy Barber.
Shout out to her. I do want to see her in that title fight this next year and everything. Whether it be Silva first and then Macy Barber, I
Yeah.
think those two are definitely dogs for it. But Manon Farrow might be the one that stops both of them. She could guarantee this
Yeah, I
second
mean,
fight against
she's
Barber,
a scary
stop that
fighter,
streak.
dude.
If
Mm-hmm.
she can beat Barber, I feel like that cements her spot as like I deserve the next shot in line.
Yeah.
Um,
That division's a
so
lot more interesting, with her in it.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you there. Next fight was Chris Duncan against Terrence McKinney, and this fight ended pretty damn quickly.
Yeah.
They were scrapping. All of a sudden, Duncan is able to take the freaking back. He gets that choke in. He's squeezing hard on that anaconda choke, and then tap out. Less than two
Yep.
minutes, and we got ourselves a freaking finish. Duncan has just been so freaking exciting. My God, he's not
Yeah.
ranked just yet, but since losing to Manuel Torres by submission this past February, he's defeated Bolazi Oki, Jordan Vucinic, Mateusz Rebetsky, and Terrence McKinney. Three submissions and one distance win. Just crazy work.
Yeah.
Able to pick
All
up that
good
big win over
names too.
McKinney. All
Yeah,
good
it's
names.
like,
All good names. What were your thoughts on this big win here, and what do you see next for Duncan?
yeah, definitely. I want to see him like close to those rankings. At this point, I'm like, he's able to just keep getting these wins, stack them up, and this is a tough opponent in McKinney, where he came out in his usual Terrence McKinney fashion, throwing bombs, nearly freaking wobbled Dawson. I mean, nearly wobbled Duncan, and I was worried for the pick. Honestly, I was like, "Oh God, is he about to get knocked out?" Typical Terrence, get the freaking 30-second knockout, but he was able to weather the storm and eventually was able to find his own shots and then find his own submission, and that was all she wrote right there. So, yeah, Duncan definitely one of the most freaking entertaining fighters out there, man, and great story, like he was saying in his post-fight speech. He lost his mom on the weigh-in of his pro debut, and then continued to fight, and then has gone on to have great career. And I mean, Oki, Jordan Vucenic, Mateus Mbeki, and McKinney. I'm like, that is a crazy streak right there, dude. I remember I picked against him in some of those for sure, and he proved me wrong. So this time I had to pick him, back him up. And yeah, unfortunately, McKinney is another gets finished once again. Yeah, it seems like with him, he's either going to get the finish or get finished himself. So I was banking on him getting finished, unfortunately for him, and it happened again. But man, McKinney is also one of those guys who just straight warrior, will go out there and throw bombs, and maybe defense isn't a strong suit, but the entertainment factor is always all the way up to the maximum with him. So happy to see it. That was what, 8 in a row to start off the card for me. I was feeling great, and yeah, great fight, dude. How'd that one not win any bonus, bro? I'm like, that one was fucking crazy. Typical, bro. I'm like, god
If I had
damn.
a pick for Duncan, I'd say he fights Torres next. The new number
Ooh,
13 ranked Torres. Get
I
back
like
in
that.
there,
I
get
like
that
that.
rematch, and hell, let's see how they go and like open up a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like open up a pay-per-view, and I think Manuel Torres and Chris Duncan could be really fun. Either that, or he fights Fritz Yam because they're both new in that ranking, so and everything. So
Yeah,
take on one of
I
those
would love
fights.
that, dude. Yeah, like you said, lots of contenders being born here.
Mauricio Ruffy could have been an opportunity, but he's fighting at UFC 325 on February 1st against Rafael
Yeah,
Faziev.
that one's gonna be fire.
Michael Chandler won't accept that fight. But Neil
Yeah,
DeRusse
he's
won't accept
waiting
that
on that
fight.
paycheck if it'll ever fucking happen.
Renato Moicano could accept that fight, but it also depends on if he does want to fight Torres, Ziam, or Duncan. Like those three fighters right now are like, whew, crazy work right now. Um, and heading into our next fight, Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres. Wow,
We already touched
all it
on this
took,
one a little bit.
all it took was one little mistake, and then just dropped them and just freaking. And he made one mistake prior to that. You know what I mean? Like Grant Dawson tried to step in there. He looked all weird, and then the commentating team mentioned that he can't be doing that. He can't be doing it against Torres. If he does that one more time, Torres is gonna read that very quick and then come and put him down. He did it again. Torres read it, put him down, and that was over with. Manuel Torres picks up the big win
Yeah.
over Grant Dawson and gets himself a performance of the night bonus. Oh, Ira Bonanetsky for that, back and forth. He did pick up a fight of the night bonus. Sorry, he picked up a performance of the night bonus, but those are the only two. There was no bonuses for the flyweight fight we saw earlier. That's the title one, but Moreno and Taira, there was no bonus for that one. But there was bonuses for Manuel Torres and Ira Bonanetsky, which was on the early prelim and the prelim card. But what were your thoughts on Torres picking up the win here over over Grant Dawson?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty tough one to pick where we've seen Dawson have success against almost everyone except freaking Bobby Green of all people. So I was thinking, this is a tough one to pick. Is Dawson's striking going to be improved? Is Torres going to be able to keep it on the feet? What's going to happen? And Torres, proved me right in my pick where Grant is just the chin, the defense, his lack of doesn't really pose much danger on the feet. So Torres really didn't have to worry too much and was just able to find his own range, fight his own fight, and ultimately was able to get that nasty, nasty finish. And beforehand was able to stop the takedowns of Dawson. So can't get much better than that in terms of performance for Torres. Getting that first round finish, stopping the takedowns, showing that he's one of those guys that's going to be on the come up because he's only had that one setback to Ignacio Bahamundes where he was actually finishing the first round, like you were saying previously. So the fact that he now has Drew Dober, Grant Dawson, Chris Duncan, I mean, those are three names as his last three wins that are really freaking solid wins. And the Duncan one seems to be aging better and better as the freaking years go on. So
I know.
Torres is definitely on the come up, 30 years old, still in his prime. Hopefully he can get a ranked opponent and another ranked opponent, I should say, because I think Dawson was ranked, if I'm not mistaken. So huge for his career. And the fact that he made it look that easy, it's like throw this guy against someone even better and see what happens because he's a fun, entertaining fighter, and that's what the UFC wants, just pure entertainment. Sometimes they don't reward it, even though that's all they freaking ask for. They'll be saying they want fun fights, so you get a first-round finish. Sorry, bro. We can't do nothing for you. But
exactly.
Yeah, what a performance, dude. He's definitely a beast.
That ends our prelims. Green.
Let's go.
Green
9-0, bro.
9-0, just a beauty.
I was thinking I'm never stopping.
I have nothing to be ashamed of. Like 2 losses only, great.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that you got all freaking green. I'm like, my God. Like now I know what it feels like to be on the other side of like the craziness that
For
this
real,
is.
bro.
Like beautiful.
I finally,
beautiful.
like you said over text, the end of the year streak. I'm coming for it. The last 2, I think I had one loss last card. This card, we'll get into it. If my undefeated streak continues, you guys are about to find out. I mean, unfortunately,
yeah, really? Does it continue?
Unfortunately, there was a draw, so the streak did come to an end. But I was on my John Jones shit for a while, but that last fight got me. That last fight, fuck.
Oh my God! And I was praying to God, like, please, let it be.
No, I gotta take off the green hat now. Gotta put back onto the regular hat.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness! All you're doing is seeing red again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my goodness.
For real, bro. Seeing freaking gray in this first one.
Oh man, Jan Blachowicz announced a couple of months ago apparently that he was retiring and that Bogdan Gustav would be his retirement fight. Opening up the card, and seeing how the way that this goes. What do you call it? Sorry, I had to screenshot something right now, notification that I got. So it was so funny. I don't know why. Especially in the middle of the show. But Jan Blachowicz broke down Guskov, and in the very beginning, Guskov was landing some pretty damn good shots. You know what I mean? Like it looked
Mhm.
like he was gonna put, Jan Blachowicz down in the first round, and all of a sudden, Jan channeling that Polish power, that craziness inside of him, and just bounced back. Second round, was able to, of course, get back into the action, get into the fray, bust up Guskov. Third round came in, and he looked even better than before. Like I was like that second win that Jan Blachowicz took. I'm surprised they didn't give him the win. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm legit like at the end of the fight, I wanted to message you and say, dude, Jan just won. Like
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, honestly, dude.
I was thinking that, but that was not the fucking case. And instead, we got ourselves a freaking majority draw. What were your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, definitely a crazy fight. I guess they scored it 10-8 in that second round for Guskov, where he was like dominating him. I could see it, so I'm not super mad at it, but I definitely think overall as a performance, I think that Jan was definitely looking better. And I'm like, dude, this dude is so good for his age. He's like 40 something, still looking just as good as ever. The leg kicks are literally like some of the best in the entire UFC. He's just able to beat that leg kick up. And then the fact that he has such good cardio too, he was able to bounce back and have that second win, like you said, and almost get the finish. Where Guskov was really on the retreat for the last round, and Blachowicz was really the aggressor. And you don't expect that with a 40-year-old dude against a much younger opponent. But ultimately, the judges scored it the way they did. My undefeated streak continued. I was not perfect, but I took the draw. I was happy to see that for my picks, but sometimes I'd rather see a more decisive decision. But I guess if you score that 10-8 for the second round, then that's just how it's going to work out. So it is what it is. Unfortunately for Jan, now he has freaking 2 draws in his last 4. Draw to Ankalaev, lost to Pereira, split decision, lost to Olberg, unanimous decision, and now another draw. So he's not been having the best of luck with these judges lately. And we'll see if he actually retires or what, because that'd be kind of an anticlimactic way to retire, honestly, with a draw.
It
But
would be.
maybe he wants to come back, but maybe he's like, screw it, I've done enough. I mean, he's a former champion. His legacy's already cemented, absolute legend of the game. So I wouldn't blame him if he retired, but honestly, with how good he looked against someone like Guskov, who's just been running through everyone, I mean, fuck it, dude. May as well keep going, dude. I mean, he didn't take that much damage. I mean, the second round, it was pretty bad for him, but I mean, overall, I thought he was looking solid, especially considering the matchup, considering the age. And yeah, he's just been such a pleasure to watch throughout his whole career. Always putting on crazy
That is
fights.
crazy. In his last 5, win, draw, loss. Like my God, like that's just so terrible. Like it's
Literally,
not
bro. The
terrible.
judges hate him.
It's just crazy timing. Like my
Yeah,
God.
for real.
Our next fight was something that you did an art piece on. Like Mike, I got a good old freaking like art
Oh,
piece.
yeah.
Like, very sick. Peyton
Bro, freaking
Talbot
Talbot, dude. The freaking
versus
GOAT.
Henry Cejudo in Cejudo's retirement fight, and like major props to both guys.
Yeah.
Major freaking props.
Yeah, like you said, this one
Um,
should have got a bonus too, dude. I'm like, God damn, bro. Greedy.
should have gotten a bonus. It was such a great fight. Like absolutely amazing. I loved it. Like Cejudo came in, he showed the dog in him. Peyton Talbot proved a lot of the naysayers wrong.
Yep.
And the best part is like, here's the thing, about it. Um, I'm gonna every time I wear this shirt, I'm gonna say, so here's the thing. But it's gotta happen. What do you call it? But Talbot for months, like ever since he lost to Raoni Barcelos, people are like, I don't see him doing good. If he lost to Barcelos, how is it gonna affect him in the future? It didn't. All it did was make him even better than before.
Yeah. That's a great
Peyton
point.
Talbot literally took that Barcelos loss, went on to fight Felipe Lima, dominated him like Raoni Barcelos did
And
to
Lima was
Peyton
coming
Talbot.
hot too, dude. Lima's a good
Yeah,
prospect too, so
yeah.
that was a tough fight.
Exactly. And then he fights Henry Cejudo in his retirement fight and appeases him up. There's a song, that, a good person in Peyton Talbot's, life made, called Chanel. My
Hmm.
guy pretty like a girl, and he got fight stories to
Bro, I'm
tell.
like, they're made for each other.
They're made for each other right there. That's fucking fight stories to
For
tell.
real, bro. Fucking
His
crazy.
guy's pretty like a girl. Like my God, like Peyton Talbot, this dominant. And I saw a lot of people would say, "Oh, he's very disrespectful for sticking his tongue out and doing that or whatever." Eh,
I'm
brother,
like,
it's a
I'm
fight
like,
game.
I don't think Henry was
It,
offended, so I think it's fine. I'm
yeah.
like, no need to be offended on his
Did
behalf.
you
Yeah.
did you see what Henry tweeted?
What?
Just how good is Rayoni Barcelos?
That's
Like
facts, bro. That is
like
facts,
legit,
bro.
how
He is
good
getting the
is
short
Rayoni?
end of the stick, bro. He's beat Payne Talbot. Then what? He fought Garbrandt or something, and then someone
Yeah,
else,
he
and
fought
he's
he beat Garbrandt, yes, and then he fought Ricky Simone recently and beat him too.
bro. I'm like, how many more
Like,
wins does this dude
come
need to
on,
have to
like
get a good matchup, bro? I'm like, this dude's not going to be around forever, dude.
yeah, he's near
He's
40,
like,
right?
yeah, literally, bro. I'm like, may as well throw him into the top freaking 10 and see what happens at this rate because he's not going to be around in the freaking top prime of his life for much longer.
Thank you, mwah, very very much. I appreciate it.
For real, yeah,
Look at me.
Rami's milking the joke as much as
Yeah, I am.
possible.
I am. I really am. I have to milk the fucking jug. You know what I mean? It's once I was like, we have to do the show on Tuesday because I was like, okay, yesterday I was very busy with all these like Christmas shopping, and then I'm like, Tuesday, Tuesday. So here's the thing, Tuesday. Like I was like, okay,
Literally, bro.
that's perfect. Like
Literally, bro.
this
He was
this
sending it in text. He's doing it on the show. Bro. That shirt's
I'm like
making. He's using it to the maximum of its
it's my
ability, bro.
gimmick now. It's my gimmick.
I love it. I love it.
I'm seeing red, buddy. Like you know what I mean?
I
But
love it.
Talbot showed so much improvement since that Barcelos lost, and he's become so much better. Like this guy is like he's next. He's definitely next in line to be taking on that bantamweight division and be proving a lot of people wrong. That bantamweight
Yeah.
division, from the looks of it right now. By the way, the best part about this is that Talbot is now ranked 12.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
is in the rankings. He took Cejudo's spot. Cejudo is retired. That means his spot's been removed. So now the new top 15 goes Marcus McGee, who lost to Petr Yan.
It was a
Crazy.
good
Like
fight, though.
M
For real.
McGee, could you imagine how different it would have been if McGee would have gotten that upset win over
Yeah.
Petr Yan?
That would
I
have been
guarantee you,
crazy.
Murad would have beat him. I think Murad would have wrestled him and would have
I think
definitely beat
so.
him in that sense. Petr Yan knew what to overcome in the obstacles of the rematch, and that's how he came into the second fight, being like stuff takedown, stuff takedown, stuff takedown. 24 out of 26 stuff takedowns, brother. Like Thanksgiving was freaking weeks ago. Brother's treating stuffing like it's a freaking annual tradition. Carla
Fact.
Phillips lost to, Carla Phillips lost to Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius Oliveira is currently tied right now that 12th spot with Peyton Talbot.
That'd
And
be a
Talbot
crazy fight
wanted to
right there. Whew.
exactly, but Talbot right now has Rob Font, David Martinez, Mario Batista, Marlon Vera, Ayman Zahabi, Deepson Figueredo, Song Yadong, Corey Sandhagen, Sean O'Malley, Umar Magomedov, and now Marab the Wallace Willie ahead of him. In my opinion, I would set up for Talbot to fight Rob Font or Mario Batista. I think those two young. Well, Rob Font's not really more so young. He is getting up in age and whatnot. But I feel like you have him fight him. You
Yeah,
get
that'd
like
be a good fight.
it would definitely be fun. Either that or he fights Marlon Vera because as we've seen from Marlon Vera, he likes to throw these heavy hits that connect with nothing. Ayman Zahabi beat him, and everyone was like, "Oh, but Marlon Vera, fine, fight Peyton Talbot,
Yeah.
put your number 8 spot on the line. If you can beat him, you beat the future. Then, right from then on, Marlon Vera can fight, Figgy maybe or Song Yadong. But Song Yadong, I feel like
Yeah.
his
He's
mindset,
fighting. He's fighting what?
O'Malley,
O'Malley. Yeah.
O'Malley, yeah, his mindset right now that freaking Yadong is thinking about is if I beat O'Malley, I'm top 3. If I'm top 3,
All right, throw
like
him in.
and Umar Magomedov is busy right now with Deepson Figueiredo. Marab Wallace really does not know what's next for him. I think that Marab rematches Petr Yan in the future. It all really depends. But
Yeah.
let's say Marab says, "Oh, I need surgery. I'm gonna take some couple months off."
Yeah.
Bam. That's how you can slip Song Yadong into that title picture against Petr Yan. And have they fought? Yadong and Petr?
I don't believe so. No.
Let's go look at They did. They did fight last March, UFC 299.
Oh
They
yeah,
fought
Jesus.
where Petr Yan beat Song Yadong.
Yeah,
He
Jan
beat
versus
Figueiredo.
Dong. That's right.
He beat Yadong. He beat Figueiredo, and he beat McGee. So he
Yeah,
beat
that
a
is a crazy
future.
streak
He
for real,
beat a
though.
former champ. Like
My
he's been so
God.
good. He lost to Murad Wallace really 2 years ago, and since then he's chosen to use those 2 years to build up a 3-fight win streak, and then fight the champion, and then beat him up which we'll get to, of course, later on. Not really a spoiler if you saw his freaking nose looking all sideways like
Yeah.
Pinocchio. Um, but we got them. We got a really big, of course, win from Peyton Talbot. What do you think is next in line for him, and what were your thoughts
Yeah.
on his performance?
Man, great performance. I said this before the show to Rami, but anytime a fighter is coming in and saying I'm going to retire after, I'm always kind of leaning to pick for them because I'm like they already have one foot out the door. But in this case, Cejudo really freaking laid it all out there and really impressed me with his heart. But Talbot impressed me even more with his ability to just dominate the fight wherever it went. I mean, he was stuffing takedowns. He was taking down an Olympic gold medalist himself. And then the fact that he was able to just piece up that body as much as he did to the point where Cejudo was almost getting finished, that would have been just absolutely insane. But Cejudo showed he's a true warrior. And, man, that ending was crazy dope where Peyton pointed down and they both started throwing down. And Cejudo eats that massive knee and just straight eats it and is able to stay up. So what a passing of the torch moment. They talked about how they trained together a little bit previously, and Henry was
Mm-hmm.
saying he'd be down to
He
freaking
learned.
keep training with
He
him.
learned. You know what I mean? Talbot learned from
Yeah.
Cejudo that wrestling, and I'm like, this is why it's so important to always learn and adapt. And people are like, yeah, he lost. He's never going to be the same. Could you imagine when Murad Wallace really lost? People are like, he's never going to be anything. And he's a
Mm-hmm.
cardio machine.
Yeah.
Like,
For
I want
real,
to ask
though.
you this. When we do get to that main event fight, I guarantee you they could have done 5 more rounds. Murad and freaking Pewter, they could have
Yeah.
done 5 more rounds. Like, these two are guys that can do a 10-round fight, and we'll be like, dude, they can do 15 rounds now. But that's CTE galore. But
Yeah.
still, it's just amazing to be able to see that.
Yeah.
Um,
100%, bro. I'm like, this the top of the 135 division is so freaking good, dude. Jan now on top, and now Marab is a contender once again, and freaking Song Yadong, O'Malley, Umar. I'm like, hopefully soon Peyton if he gets a few more wins or another win against a top guy,
I know, my God,
which
like
would be
please.
crazy, bro. I mean, I remember watching Peyton on the Contender Series, and I'm thinking this dude's really freaking good. Comes in the UFC, gets a bunch of finishes. Then he has his matchup versus Barcelos. So I'm like, okay, this is a tough fight, but Peyton should be able to get it done. He gets upset, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I was too high on him, but I don't know. Let's see how this next fight plays out. And he looked amazing and beating Felipe Lima, who is another hot prospect coming in. And now he takes even another level up where I'm like, he was looking better and better and better ever since that loss. So I think as long as he keeps improving, then, I mean, maybe we do see him in that top 5 title contender picture before we know it, because depending on the matchups they give him, he was saying he wants a striker next. He's like, I think I proved that I can deal with the wrestling. So, I mean, like you're saying, Rob Font, Marlon Vera, I'm like, those would be really entertaining fights. And if he's able to pass those tests, and he's right up there with those top guys. And the fact that this happened so quickly is just crazy, man. He's been really active and really impressive with how he's able to improve each and every time out. So big fan of Peyton Talbot. And, you know, big fan of Cejudo the way he went out too, man. Such a legend of the sport. Freaking Olympic gold
Triple C,
medalist.
baby.
Freaking
Triple C,
bantamweight,
baby.
flyweight. It was just a really impressive career for him, and I'm happy he was able to go out with the freaking bang. What a fight. Didn't get finished by one of the more dangerous guys in the division, and really, you know, did it with honor, you know. He wasn't salty. He was respectful throughout, so which is sometimes rare for
And
Henry. So he's maturing.
that post fight speech in the video that they provided was
Yeah.
very, very beautiful.
Bro, I was gonna say they better have one.
I was like fucking like a little bit of tear in my eye. I'm like, my God. I remember watching him when he fought Demetrius Johnson the first time and then he lost. And Demetrius Johnson was like live streaming Dead Souls 2, like in his hotel. He was like, I walked to the arena, I did my fight, I came back to my hotel, and I continued my Dead Souls 2 live stream on Xbox. And I'm like, what a dog.
For
And I
real.
remember watching my first ever like live show that I watched from the Fox era was a UFC fight night between Demetrius Johnson and Wilson Reis, where he submitted him. I believe it was the same weekend of either Father's or Mother's Day weekend, because I remember eating cake during that weekend, and I think it was Mother's Day, because I think it was Mother's Day weekend. But then we get after that, Demetrius Johnson fought Ray Borg. Ripped the arm. I think that was one of the greatest fucking, and it was so cool that they actually created it into an actual like in-game submission. Like in UFC 3, you could legit lift them up and then get them into the armbar and try to submit them. But it was really hard to get that submission. You'd have to be really good and lock on the arm really, tight.
Yeah, dude. The fact he was able to do that.
I know. I'm like, dude, I wanted to do that so like the fact that something like that happened, I'm like, how? Like you're that dominant that you could just like leaps, like throw somebody up in the air, and oh wow, sorry, I saw this one wrestler got removed from TNA's roster finally. She's an abuser, Masha Slamovich. She's abusive, so go to hell, woman. You know what I mean? Like Maron, what's going on here? But I'm so happy to see that the bantamweight division, the flyweight division, are moving so fluidly. After years ago, Dana White was like, I don't know, might have to throw these two out and create like the BMF division. Like,
bro, that's like, let's keep the heavyweights to a shit, but let's dog on the fucking entertaining fighters who are actually fucking fast as fuck, skilled as fuck.
The worst part is with this BMF division, they make it seem like it's so open weight. We're gonna have Tom Aspinall fighting like Tatsuro Taira. Like, what's going on here? Like, this ain't no open
Who's the baddest?
Shit. Who is the baddest?
Well, Taira by eye poke.
Demetrius Johnson versus Francis Ngannou. Like, winner gets it back into the UFC, yo.
Yeah, literally, bro. They're like, that's the best we can do, guys. Sorry.
Exactly, but big win for Talbot. I want to see him fight so quick. And I'm just super freaking excited to see what happens next. Our next fight broke my heart. Cause like, oh my God, it's a trilogy. Like, it was beautiful to see Taira win. Like Tatsuro Taira won here. Massive second round finish. Was able to finally get Brandon Moreno down. And when he got him down, my God, that was I think the scariest thing that I ever seen, because Figgy got Moreno down. Pantoja got Moreno down. All of these guys were able to get Brandon Moreno taken down, but none of them did what we saw Taira do. And that was get that top mount, hold him down with that base, and just start landing those big shots. And people were, and you heard the UFC commentary. I think that was a little bit of early stoppage. What are you talking about? That was 7 blows to the head. If I took 7 blows to the head and you're not stopping the fight and I'm not freaking defending myself, then you want me dead.
For real,
you want me freaking gone like dust.
I had no problem.
Crazy. I had no problem with it all. People were like, I don't know about that. I'm like, what? You guys want to see him die? Like, Tatsuro Taira is a freaking beast. You know what I mean? He's the number 3 ranked right now. Right now, he was the number 5 ranked. He just moved up 2 spots. He's now top 3. Now it's Tatsuro Taira, Brandon Royval, who lost to Joshua Van, and Alejandro Pantoja, who we'll get into that in a moment. Like, shocking. But prior to that, the number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, the only fighter with more than 2 wins, and he has a 4-5 win streak, Kyoji Horiguchi.
Yeah. Now, I'm like, damn, bro.
I know.
And he's still around before, and Cejudo's gone. It's crazy.
I know. Praying to God that if Taira wins, Tatsuro Taira wins over Joshua Van, which would be a shocker. If we
Yeah.
get Tetsudo, which by the way, they're trying to set up a Japan Super Show. If we could get Kyoji Horiguchi against Tetsudo Taira in freaking Japan,
Yeah.
give it to me. You know what I mean?
Cinema.
That would be so freaking perfect. And then you have like the co-main event be Zhang Weili against Mackenzie Dern. Come on now, like
Yeah.
we got ourselves a massive freaking card for everybody involved. But Brandon Moreno losing like that is a shocker. That's now 2-fight losing streak. Brandon Royval beat him. Tetsuya, sorry, that's a 3-fight losing streak, isn't that? I believe now. Like
I think
Pantoja.
in between he beat Albazi and Urseg,
Oh my
but
God, yeah,
before that, yeah.
you're so right about that. You're so right about that. I forgot about Amir Albazi. Yeah, he beat Albazi and he beat Steve Urseg. I forgot about that. He went from a 2-fight
True.
losing streak to a 2-fight win streak, which it's just shocking because he's fought so much that you get confused by it. You're like, oh, he fought in between all of this. Yeah, I'm like,
literally, bro.
what? Like,
And
I
he was
don't
looking
remember.
good in those fights, bro. So I'm like, the fact that Tyro was able to dominate in the fashion he did, I'm like, holy shit, bro. I did not expect that. I expected
Like,
Tyro to win, but fuck, dude.
like look at this. Since he came back to the UFC, after in 2019, he went to draw with Askar Askarov. I remember that fight. I was like, oh my God, they went the distance. They went to a draw majority. He beats Kai France. He beats Josir Formiga. He beats Brandon Royval by knocking him out in with the last second on the line in the freaking first round. He fights Figgy a month later, draw. Stevenson Figueiredo, he fights again, choked him out, loses the distance, beats Kai France for the interim title, and then beat Figgy for the official title. Defends it for the first time against Pantoja, loses. Tries to get back into the title picture with Brandon Royval, loses. Beats Amir Albazi and Steve Urseg in back-to-back 5-round fights. He went to the distance with both guys. Tatsuya Taira had a main event over Hung Sung Park, I believe it was something.
Yeah.
And knocked him out in like the second round after dropped him in the first round, and then pieced him up in the second, and it was over with. Tyra was not thinking about I'm going the distance. He was thinking about I gotta finish this guy and make a really big point. And boy did he ever. Because if anyone says that Tyra does not deserve the next Kage title, you're tripping. The only guy who can get next in line for the title is Kyoji Horiguchi. Even though he's like the number 8 ranked or so.
Yeah.
He's number like Asu Alabayev is on a 2-fight win streak. Manel Cape is fighting this weekend, so we'll see how him and Royval put out. But that's the thing too. What if Royval loses to Manel Cape? Then we got a whole new
And Cape,
top 3.
yeah.
Then we'll have Cape against Van. We'll have Tyra against Van. And then we still have Pantoja, who's literally can get a title shot as soon as he's healthy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like, how long does Pantoja take to heal? And then I would assume he gets right back in there because he's had that crazy reign. But I'm kind of hoping that they're able to squeeze in one of these other guys too. But I don't know. We'll see how long it takes for Pantoja. If it's more quick than we expect, then maybe they'll just run it back right away. But I don't know. I kind of want to see Tyra versus Van now because, man, they both are great.
Me too. Like, especially, I wish they did a face-off. I wish they would have done a face-off.
Yeah, he was right there.
But I felt like I was like, I guess they're not doing it because everyone's in a shocked moment because of what happened to Pantoja. Which, wow, I never expected something like that to happen.
For real. Oof, that was gross. For real, but I want to see Tyra in the title fight.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on Tyra picking up this win over Moreno, though?
Yeah, it's just a crazy win, dude. I'm a huge fan of Brandon Moreno, so it pained me to pick against him, but just had to go with my gut. And Tyra, man, he is so freaking good on the ground, man. Once he got that triangle, like whatever body lock, whatever it is, man, he was not letting go.
I know.
And it was like Brandon was helpless, and we never see Brandon helpless in there. Like we've seen him in there with the best of the best for freaking years on end now. And we've never seen him in such a compromised spot. And Tyra was able to do that in less than 2 rounds. And the fact that it was that dominant, first ever man to finish Brandon Moreno is such a feather in your cap. And he's only 25 years old. It's like, dude, this dude, there's flyweights, Bill. Van is like, what, 23 or some shit? And now Tyra, 25. They have some young studs in there, and they're going to be running around the top 5 of that division for a long time, I think, where maybe we'll see a freaking another quadrilogy with those two because those two are just so freaking good. Obviously, Pantoja deserves that to get an instant rematch as soon as he can. But in the meantime, he has to heal for a while. Freaking throw in Tyra in there because finishing Brandon Moreno, I mean, that seems like title shot worthy.
Massive.
Especially when Royval has already lost to Van, so it lines up perfectly.
Like when we look at the Brandon Moreno like losses and everything, the last time he was finished was he ever finished in his career?
Never.
He's never been finished. That was his first time ever, whether it's knockout or submission, finished. So for
That's
Tyler
just
to do
fucking
that,
crazy.
if anyone says, yeah, he doesn't deserve a next title shot, you're smoking dick, buddy. So get the fuck out of here.
Bro, and
like,
it's not like Moreno's washed or anything, for real, bro. I'm like, he just beat Urseg and Albazi.
And
so
Albazi, dude, like he had that 2-fight win streak, so he was still in it, and he did 25 minutes for both fights, so like his cardio was still crisp.
Bro, it's not like he's some scrub now.
Exactly, like that. As we said, this division is so entertaining. If they didn't have this division, the UFC would definitely be lacking in so much. But our next
100%.
Our next fight is so sad to talk about because we want to be happy because we looked forward to this fight for so long, and then it ended in the most catastrophic way possible. Like
for real. Ugh.
Fight starts. Joshua Van, Alejandro Pantoja, flyweight championship on the line. They get into the exchange for like 1 second, and then like it seems like a takedown exchange, like a takedown. It tried to happen with Joshua Van. He gets the leg of Pantoja. Pantoja's trying to hold his balance up, and that's all that happened. And snapped his fucking elbow, snapped his arm, and then he was just holding it. He was holding it, and then they call off the fight, and I'm like, what just fucking happened? Like you look at that body slam chat between me and Brady, and even what I said to you, I legit said, like, if you change your pick here, like a fucking terrorist attack will happen.
Yeah, literally, bro.
And a terrorist attack happened, and we're like, oh my god. And I could say that I'm an Arab, so you know what I mean. But I'm always blamed for terrorist attacks. But anyways, that's besides the point. But I messaged Brady. I'm like, the only way this fight can end is with like the most shocker. It had like the only way Van can win is like if you're thinking he wins, that's because your heart is hoping that he wins, but your mind is telling you that it's gonna be Pantoja, and that was not the case. Snapped his arm, new champion crowned. Wow, like I've never seen something like that, dude. Like the last time I saw something near to happening like an injury, I remember like I believe it was Jose Aldo in Korean Zombie. He took him down, and Korean Zombie's arm separated from the takedown. They had to stop the fight like that. But I believe that they were like a couple of rounds into that fight. So for that to happen is just
so early on too. We couldn't really see who's really gonna be having the better of the other one. So much questions still unanswered in that fight where like they never got going. Instantly there's an injury, and yeah, you hate to see that happen, especially against a champion like Pantoja, who's had such a long reign. For it to end like that, it's just tragic. And the fact that they showed a million replays, I'm like, okay, we get the point, guys. Don't need to show it 20 times, though. It's so gross. Like, and then I felt so bad for Megan O'Leary being told that it was a shoulder injury. And she's like, I'm just telling you guys what the freaking doctors told me. I'm like, who is the UFC hiring for doctors if they by saying that is a shoulder injury? What the fuck are they smoking? I don't know. She was like, I'm just going off what they told me, guys. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely not a shoulder, bro. That is an elbow. You could see it in the 20 fucking replays they played. So, it was disgusting.
Chain Sung Jung was expected to face Ricardo Lamas on July 6, 2013. However, it was announced that he had been pulled from the fight and would replace an injured Anthony Pettis to fight Jose Aldo. We almost got Jose Aldo against Anthony Pettis for the featherweight championship on August 3rd, 2013 at UFC 163. Aldo defeated Jung after Jung suffered a dislocated shoulder while throwing an overhand right and he threw the overhand right. Aldo moved out of the way. He falls down. He dislocates his shoulder, and he gets hit with a flurry of strikes. That's just insult to injury right
Yeah.
there. You know,
Ugh.
Aldo had no idea what was going on.
Well,
You know, but
thankfully Pantoja didn't have any follow-up strikes. That would have been fucked.
props to Joshua Van for seeing that and not thinking, oh, I need to finish him even more. Like, no, that's not the case. That was never going to be the case, thankfully. But he picks up a championship, and like we discussed like a moment ago, Tatsuro Taira is next in line. You know what I mean? There's no other guy besides that, unless Tyra legit suffers a God forbid injury in camp and has to pull out. The
Mm.
only other fighter besides that is Manel Cape and Brandon Royval, in the sense of we have no contenders for the flyweight division in a way. Like Manel Cape is the only one that can go up to 3-fight win streak besides Asu Amabayev, and Asu Amabayev recently had that fight with Alex Perez where we thought he was going to lose, and in the third round he sinked in that guillotine and
Yeah.
choked him out. We were like, whoa, what the hell was that? Kyoji Horiguchi is also another fighter where if Manel Cape or Brandon Royval pull out before this fight on Saturday, I guarantee you Kyoji Horiguchi will be like, okay, my name's right there. He's like, I always fight on New Year's Eve, so I might as well fight right now on this final card
Yeah.
and get back a championship opportunity. So Joshua Van's got so many like Christmas presents to unwrap in a way because like there's Tatsuro Taira, who's like one of the biggest prizes. There could be Manel Cape, who will be a very, very weird challenge for him because we know how Manel Cape is very, very vocal about being homophobic and just wild with his comments. Like
Yeah.
he'll call
Yeah.
you the F, he'll call you the F slur, he'll call you the R slur, he'll call you every slur in the book, and then
For
he'll be
real.
like, okay, but I own my next title fight. And we're like, you're a great fighter, but you shouldn't be saying this stuff. Like, my God, like it's just
Doing the
crazy stuff.
most.
He's doing way too much for like same with like oh my God, I was supposed to mention this. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, Houston main event, dude, in February
Yeah.
against
Versus
Sean
Strickland.
Strickland.
Oh
Fucking
my God. I'm
hell!
hyped.
Like I'm super hyped. I want
Bro,
to see
bro.
Fluffy Hernandez smother
I was
and just
cracking up.
do that dragon choke he did to Roman
Yeah.
Dolidze, do it to Strickland, brother. Like please.
Bro, but I was
Um,
cracking up. Sean posted that and he's like, I'm so excited to fight in America. And he put the Chilean flag because it looks like the Texan flag. I was dying and all the people were commenting like Chile and shit. I was like, oh my God, fucking Sean.
fucking idiot. Oh my. Whether that was intentional or not, he's such a fucking idiot.
For real, bro.
Um,
Oh my God. For real, bro. Fluffy,
but
dude. Talking of contenders, he's going to be up there too if he wins that one for sure,
yeah,
bro.
that's why if he would have fought Renato the Ritter, how bad would that have been? Like I think it would have been a
Yeah.
very easy. Like if he would have fought Renato the Ritter and then he would have fought Sean Strickland in February, I think you just immediately say, oh yeah, he's earned the next title shot. Besides, not Surdin Imavov, you know what I mean? Like that's the
Yeah.
only guy else that earned the title shot. But Joshua Van Pantoja ends that way. Did I ask you for your recap or?
Yeah. I mean, just hate to see it happen, bro. It's like
Hate to
fucking
see it
nasty.
happen.
Yeah. Fucking disgusting.
Dan and Tyra next.
Yeah, what do you
I feel
think of
like
the whole Van celebrating thing? I didn't have a problem with it personally. I'm like, I
I didn't
mean,
have a problem with it at all. Like
bro, I'm like,
anyone's gonna do that. You know what I mean? You're gonna be in a moment, and I agree with what he said afterwards when he was eating his pizza. He's like, "Fuck them. It's still a
yeah,
win to me." Like
yeah. It's like
you know what I mean? Like he
you're
still
allowed to
stepped in there.
celebrate, knock someone
They
out, but
both they
if they
both
break
made
your arm,
weight.
you
He
can't.
breaks his arm, and that happened. Like it sucks to see it happen,
Yeah,
but it happened. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah.
can't
It's
do anything
like
different. But
for real, bro. I'm like, what is he supposed to do? I'm like, do nothing. I'm like, I don't get it.
snap his own arm. You know what I mean? Like
You can knock
that was
out a dude
bullshit.
and he's out cold and do like 3 follow-up shots and celebrate, and that's perfectly fine. But if you literally celebrate becoming a champion and not doing any follow-up shots or anything, there's a problem. I'm like, bro, I don't know.
Like
I'm like, come on.
could you imagine if he would have saw the broken arm and instead of being like, okay, I'm not gonna do anything, he came up with 3 follow-up shots to the head? That would have been
Bro,
like, hey, dude, come on, that's
I would
fucked
have
up.
more
You
of a
should
problem with
like
that, for real, bro. But I'm like,
exactly. I have more of a problem with attacking an injured fighter after they've already gone down and we already know that the fight's completely over with. Like there's no
yeah,
need for anything else other than the fight. But Van wins the fight. He's the new flyweight champion in 26 seconds off of a freak accident.
yeah,
And now we will see what happens in the future. 2026, massive for the flyweight division. So everybody better be stepping up to the plate this weekend. and for the January card. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
Our
I'm fucking
main
hyped.
event. Our main event. Look at that red. Look at that red.
No,
Look at that
bro,
red.
my
Look at
undefeated
it.
streak
Look at
ends.
it.
Look at it. I don't want to. Fuck. For real, bro.
Look at it. Look at it.
Of
See the
course,
red.
bro. The one that I was like, one of the most confident picks I had
Yeah,
is the one that goes down.
every other fight, I could have been like, I think he loses. I think he
For
loses.
real, bro.
Like
Yeah. I was so 50-50 with
Pantoja,
a lot of them. And then with
yeah,
Merab, I'm like,
Pantoja,
for sure, Merab.
I thought Pantoja would have been the one that ends the streak, ends it right there. Like, hell yeah, brother. Or even Brandon Moreno. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the only one, like, Henry Cejudo would have been a shocker if that happened, but it didn't happen. We're like, okay, we're still looking good. We're still looking good. And then Merab Donis really was like, I want to make the fight entertaining. I'm not going to wrestle. And got stuffed 29 times. Like, that's
Yeah.
not,
I'm like,
I hated that statement.
I
But
know. Yeah, me
Merab,
too, bro. Oh, that was a tough one.
like, Morab Wallace really comes in here looking to make history with 4 title defenses in a one calendar year, and instead, what happens? He got his nose turned sideways. His face was
Yeah,
completely messed up. His liver was screaming for God knows who, like, please get me out of here. Those
for
liver
real.
shots were beautiful, like godly. I'm shocked that we didn't see a drop, but you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
Morab
dude. It
Wallace
was
really
close.
Marab Wallace really fights so much like trying to think of the name. Like he fought Frankie Edgar. They had a huge like a rivalry with each other. I'm blanking here. They had like a freaking like trilogy with each other. My God, hold on. Frankie Edgar trilogy. Like Gray Manor. Gray Manor
Yeah.
and Marab Wallace really for some reason gave off the same vibes of so dangerous, crazy cardio. And like you step in the freaking in the octagon with Gray Manor, you're gonna get some your teeth knocked out. And this was the same fight where Gray Manor had to stop all the wrestling of Frankie Edgar, and he stopped it until they got to the very end, and it was a draw in the second fight. There was no draw here. It was just pure domination, pure Dayan dominating and destroying Marab Dawala's really getting
Hmm.
revenge because as we saw what happened earlier this week or earlier last week was Marab Dawala's really said, I fight in Vegas. I am more than happy with it. Peter Yan loves to fight in Thailand with his ladyboys. What a crazy fucking statement to make to a Russian guy
And
who
then,
can
yeah,
literally rip off your nose
he took
like
it personal.
nothing. He took it very personal, and you saw all those tweets he's been responding to every single hate tweet for the last couple months and everything. Like, sure, okay, yeah, did he win? Oh, was he the winner that night? No, it
For
was
real.
purely
Ooh.
fucking Yan. Like,
Victory
God,
lap.
what a monster! Victory freaking lap. You know what I mean?
Well
And you can't
earned,
hate him.
bro.
You can't hate him for it.
Yeah.
He proved himself. He did what all these other fighters couldn't do. Sean O'Malley shit talked so much, which by the way, fuck Sean O'Malley as well, in the sense of you was so happy for Marab Dawales really to lose, brother. You got choked out.
Yeah.
Like you lost the first fight, and you're like, oh, next fight I'm gonna come back in, I'm gonna knock his ass out, and then you got choked out.
For real.
So
Yeah.
and then now you're throwing up these racist freaking tirades by wearing a freaking mask and saying
Yeah.
I don't want COVID against my Chinese opponent Song Yadong. Like, wow,
For real,
expect to have a
bro.
fan base
Did you
after
see?
this.
Did you see Song's response, dude? That shit had me dying, dude. He was like,
Yeah,
he's like going back to 2020 when people actually liked you. That shit had me dead.
exactly.
For real, bro. And
And
then Sean is saying, your dong's out. Peter, you're next. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? I think you have to have some wins in order to be in the championship picture, bro. I'm like, you've
look
already
at
lost to Marab twice, bro. I'm like, you haven't
what's
had a
so crazy
win
about
since
what's crazy
Marlon
about
Vera.
Marab is that the Ricky Simone fight it ends in technical submission guillotine choke in the third round in the final third round, fight of the night win over there. Since then, he won to defeat Tyrion Ware, Brad Katona, Casey Kenny, Gustavo Lopez, John Dodson, Cody Stamann, Marlon Moraes by knockout, Jose
Yeah.
Aldo, Peter Yan, Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley, Umar Nurmagomedov, Sean O'Malley, Corey Sanhagen, and then lost Peter Yan. Wow, you know what I mean? Like just wow of how did you do all of that? Your cardio is insane. It's amazing. But how did Peter Yan go in there and be like, I know everything of the game plan, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna kill you? Like
bro.
every time takedown, push them off, push them off, push them off. I'm like, what's going on here? Like I
Yeah,
was so
that
happy
doesn't happen.
because
Bro.
I was so happy for the sense of we need two new champions. If Marab continues, Marab is gonna make up an excuse saying, I didn't want to wrestle him too much, but I still won the fight. You didn't wrestle him at all. You got stuffed 24 to 26 takedowns. Like
Yeah.
my God, like
Bro,
this
6% takedown accuracy. Ooh.
I
Against
know, I
Marab, I'm
know.
like, how is that even possible, bro? Peter,
What were your
hats
what
off
were
to
your
you,
thoughts
though.
on Peter's win?
Fucking dominant, dude. I was shocked that one of the cards is 47-48. I'm like, I'm not seeing that at all. And then I was seeing Aljo being like, tweeting out or some shit. He's like, I could have seen it 3-0 Marab to start. I'm like, what are you on, bro? 3-0 to start? What? I'm like, you need some better corner, man, fucking Marab, because they're telling you the wrong fucking scores. If that's what they're telling him, dude. I'm like, up 3-0 to start?
I
What are you
know,
talking about, bro? I'm
stupid.
like,
Yeah,
Peter
his
dominated.
his coach said now, like after the Monday show with Ariel Helwani, he was like, I made a mistake by saying that. Really? You
Yeah,
couldn't
I'm
have told
like,
your fighter in the fifth round, like, brother, you're losing this fight. You got to go in there and kill this man. Like,
for real. Yeah. So, I mean, Peter was just had his
too
number this
good.
fight, dude. For real. It was like, Rob was not doing what he normally does, and Peter was looking great on the stand up and then even started doing some takedowns of his own. So it was just all around domination from Peter Yan. And I'm glad they didn't rob him with that freaking one scorecard. I was worried for a second, but yeah, he's going to be tough to beat if he's going to be fighting that well, dude. And the
Hmm.
fact that he's able to bounce back from that freaking well, he lost 4 out of 5. He had the DQ loss, beat Corey, then lost to Aljo in the rematch, lost to Sean O'Malley in a really close split decision. Well, it was only a 3-round fight, and if that was a 5-rounder, I almost guarantee Peter would have won that fight. But then he lost to Marab, and then now he goes on that crazy streak, bro.
Nico Bellic has a question from GTA 4. Brother, a question aside of UFC. The way Francis Ngannou gave a tough fight to Tyson Fury, how would Ilya Topuria versus Terrence Bud boxing match look like? I
Ooh,
was able to decipher that. Thank you, Nico Bellic. I love GTA 4. What do you
that's a
call it?
great fight, bro.
That's a great fight.
I
I
definitely
would love to
lean
see.
Crawford, but I mean, with
Yeah, I'm going Crawford,
with
but
Ilya's
we don't know
style,
how that.
he's
Yeah,
definitely much more of a boxing style than Francis, where Francis is a boxing style, but I mean, he just relied on that freak power where Ilya just has that technique on point where he has insane power, obviously, but dude, the way he's finding those chins and the perfect timing, the combinations, the body punches, I would definitely be interested to see him go into boxing 100%, dude. Like, I think that he 100% has a style for it. Like he basically throws no kicks at all, and he's able to do this in MMA. So it would definitely be a crazy fight. I honestly could see that happening, him fighting some crazy champion if he keeps knocking dudes out like this. Because man, Ilya's got them hands, bro. He's got some paws.
exactly. I feel like after both the Patty or Gaethje fight that Ilya has to deal with the interim championship spot, I feel like he's gonna move up to welterweight, try to fight Islam Makhachev. He's gonna lose, and then he's gonna go into boxing. I feel like that's the game plan at most. Is that I didn't win the second time, I didn't win my third championship. I'm gonna go into boxing and go and challenge on that because he has
Yeah,
great cardio. Like you said, he doesn't throw any kicks. He has great cardio. He can go in there for as many rounds as he wants, and when he touches people, he puts them down to sleep. But so I could definitely see a fight happening in
yeah. I mean,
boxing for
Bud
Ilya
would be a tough
Topuria.
test, but if it's
Very
any
tough.
other
I think
champion, I'd feel more confident. But I mean, if it happens a few years down the road and Bud gets a little older and older, then shit, dude. Fuck, dude. I don't know what would
we
happen,
never
dude.
know what could happen.
I'm always
We never
leaning towards
know.
the boxer in these cases, just because they have more experience in that form of combat. But man, with Ilya, dude, he's a special sort of fighter for sure.
For sure, for sure. Our next fight card after this one got finished up, Marab the Wallace really loses his championship. Our final pay-per-view
Bro, dude,
is
and I
over.
lose my undefeated streak. Fuck, dude.
Like, thank God.
I thought I was going
Please.
undefeated, bro. With the one
I was like,
fucking draw,
please.
I would have been fucking John Jones in this bitch. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll bounce back in the next one.
Yeah, I think so. Our next fight, it's gonna be pretty crazy because a lot of these fights seem like they'll be easy to predict, but we'll see how it goes.
Bro,
We have
that's what I'm
Jamie Lynn
saying,
Horst.
bro.
We have Jamie Lynn Horst. She's back against Teresa Blida. Jermaine Pat against Alan Fry in the heavyweight division. Melissa Croden is back. Um, oh my God, Melissa Scare Croden. Oh my goodness, she just fought for
Bro,
that Canada card
she
against
did
Luana
nasty last fight.
Santos. Yeah, like she was losing the first round. Then the second round, she came with those slicing elbows. And the third round, she beat her opponent. So I was like, bro, that's so Melissa Scare Croden. I'm very happy to see her back. Luana Santos is her opponent. Sean Sharif, another heavyweight fight against Steven Asplund. Then
Yes,
we got
dude, that
Neil.
guy's a legend from the Contender Series. He's funny as fuck.
Then we got Yaroslav Amasayev, a former Bellator welterweight champion. He will be fighting Neil Magny.
Hmm.
Magny is back.
Magny is always getting the
So
tough matchups.
yeah, I think I might have to go with Yaroslav because the former welterweight champion in Bellator, he's definitely seen some things.
Yeah,
Joe Anderson Joe Anderson Brito will be fighting Melsik Bagdasaryan. So that's really a fun one.
yeah,
Then
Brito's a beast.
our featured prelim is Amanda Lemos against the returning Jillian Robertson. Very happy to see her back
Yeah,
in the
great
octagon.
matchup.
Then the main card, Kennedy and Nzechukwu versus Marcus Buchecha. Then Melzikol Costa against Morgan Sharir. Morgan Sharir just recently fought Charrier. He just recently fought, I believe. Cesar Almeida versus Cesare Olatekic. It's like that fight, Michael. What's it? Michael
Oleg
Oleg.
Chaychek.
Yeah, Cesare
Those Polish
Olatekic.
names are tough.
Yeah, I don't know if they're related, but he's fighting Cesar Almeida at the welterweight in middleweight division this upcoming Saturday. Then Kevin Vallejos is back. Vallejos will
Yeah,
fight
he's a
Giga
fucking
Chikazi.
beast.
He'll be fighting Giga Chikazi, who is the master of the liver kick. And then our featured main event, the final main event of the ESPN card, Manel Cape, Brandon Royval to determine who's really next in line as the second contender for this flyweight division. Should be a really fun one.
Yeah, that's a
We will
banger
be
right there.
we will definitely be back for that one next week, of course. But
Oh yeah.
it's next Monday or next Tuesday. It really depends too, because Christmas shopping and travel and work and everything is just fucking crazy nowadays. But then we have a fight card for the upcoming year, January. We'll give off a little preview of that so far, but from what we've seen.
Yeah, let's
Um,
go. This will be Paramount then, right?
yes, Atiba Abiga Gautier is back. He'll be fighting Andrei Poleyev. Then
Scary motherfucker.
Denzel Freeman, who recently fought at the heavyweight division, he'll be having this quick turnaround. He'll be fighting Josh Hokett. So yeah.
Our favorite.
Then Nikita Krylov is back against Modestas Bukakis. Then Alex Perez, who just got recently choked out, he will be back against Charles Johnson. Then UFC vet Michael Johnson welcomes back Alexander Hernandez. We've seen Hernandez on this knockout streak as of late. Umar Nurmagomedov will fight Davison Figueiredo. That's a very tough fight. I got Umar winning though. Waldo Cortez Acosta looks to continue on his big streak of wins, this time against Derek My Balls Were Hot Lewis.
That'll be a banger.
Then, exactly, Arnold Allen is back. He will be fighting Gene Silva. Crazy. Gene Silva lost to Diego Lopez. Arnold Allen wants to get back to that title picture. We'll see what happens. Rose Namajunas, Natalia Silva, women's flyweight action. Then Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong, Kayla Harris and Amanda Nunes, and Justin Gaethje and Patty Pimblett. That card right there, brother, is just so stacked.
I'm hyped as fuck.
Like, I'm very, very excited to see what happens there. If Ilya was the same size or even close to John Jones, who would win in that fight? Would he beat Jones?
If he's the same size, maybe, bro.
Yeah, I think so, brother. Like that's actually a great question because Ilya's scary as hell with those.
And he's fucking nasty on the ground too, bro. So
I know
I would low-key favor him.
He's a jiu-jitsu practitioner. And
yeah, if we're talking prime Jones, it's tough. But current Jones, I would definitely favor Ilya. But prime, it's tough to pick against him. But man, if Ilya's like the same height, he'd be as scary as fuck. I don't know if you want to picture that.
Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. So here's the thing. this is the last UFC pay-per-view on ESPN this year, and now we're gonna be moving to Paramount, where we'll get basically no additional cost pay-per-views. We get to watch
So they
football
better.
the next day. Like my God, it's gonna be so beautiful. And watch that, and it'll start an hour early. These cards will start
Yeah.
at 6 p.m. for Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Not mad
Very,
at that
very
at
exciting
all.
stuff. I'm happy, so happy. I'm tired of cards starting at 7 p.m. when dinner's ready and everything like that. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I gotta focus on this. I can't get the the redacted stream on and whatnot. Like they don't want someone
Yeah.
knocking on my door. No one knocking on my door.
Yeah.
FBI being like,
Yeah,
hey,
literally, bro.
hey,
Fuck,
what
dude.
are you doing in there? Like, fuck
Until they're
that
like,
shit.
we're upping Paramount to $80 a month, guys. I hope that's cool.
Fuck. But I cannot wait to see in the Paramount era we get the return of Ilya
Oh
Topuria.
yeah, bro.
We
The
see
one that's
something
definitely not John Jones size right there. The freaking
exactly, and
DC
then we will
version.
see, and then we'll see the return of Valentina Shevchenko. Should
Oh
be a really,
yeah.
really good one. And remember, oh, don't worry. And
Oh,
remember, in the new year, we will still be remembered that this past November, October ended with Dodgers winning, and November kicked off with the Dodgers winning. Look at
oh
that, Hideo
yeah.
Nomo. Hideo Nomo over there.
Love
Love
it.
him. Um,
For real,
and we
bro.
will
It's gonna
be
be
able
an
to
interesting time.
kick off the new year champions, and the year off happy as hell that these cards happen. And it's been so great. We're about to have episode 39, by the way. Episode 40 will kick
Crazy.
off the new year for us. Like
Look at that.
I was I wasn't here for all 40 episodes. Brady was, of course, and Brady,
There you
we're
go.
keeping your we're keeping Talktagon alive, and we're making
Facts.
sure that we are arguing
Your
every single
legacy
week
lives
or every
on. Nothing happened to him,
exactly. And
guys. He's still alive. He's fine, but
um, there's also this past weekend, Lando Norris became world champion for the
yeah,
first time for McLaren. Fuck him.
crazy. Hey, I was happy. The Max reign ends, bro. I'm talking Verstappen, not mine. My reign is just beginning with these fucking
oh, your
cards,
reign's
dude.
ending soon, buddy. But like, no, like it was cool, and it was also like, man,
Yeah, it was a
if
weak
only
race, I
if
must
only
say.
Oscar Piastri didn't have to give up multiple spots to
Yeah,
Lando Norris
I
and
know,
then
bro. I
fuck
didn't
him
fuck with
over.
that, honestly.
They hate him. They
Yeah,
definitely do.
they're
But
like,
I
we
cannot
don't have
wait
a
for the
number
next.
one driver, except get out of the way. I'm like, wait a minute.
Exactly. I cannot wait for the next season. I cannot wait for next year. It's December it has been off already to a crazy start.
Yeah, it's flying
So
by.
very, very, very happy to see. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. I am Rami Afif as always. You can of course find me on my socials at Who Else But Rami on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Blue Sky, anywhere that you get your good old socials on. You see this pretty face, you can be able to find all my tweets and stuff. I don't really tweet a lot, but whenever I do, it's some just stupid stuff or whatever.
It's peak
Max,
content.
where can I find you at?
Find me at Combat Combos on Twitter and X, and also follow me at Brawl and Draw on
Very good stuff.
Instagram.
Very
Check
good
out
stuff.
my artwork. We have a good time. Just made the Peyton Talbot one of him freaking emoting on Cejudo, so check it out. Hit it with a follow, and thanks so much for tuning in as always, guys, and thanks for witnessing one of the best predictions of all time. Oh, why no Tom Massimo Gun rematch?
We don't know.
I
And
think the eye is still fucked up, but I don't know.
exactly, like it's just fucked. And he made worse. What is he smoking? He made worse Paramount card. Gaethje versus Pat. I think it's a great card. I don't think the
Yeah,
main
I
event
think
serves it
the
right.
main
I
event
think
is
that
a little
if the
questionable.
if the women main evented it, I'd be more than happy to. But like for Gaethje and Patty to main event it, I don't like that, but it does not make the card bad. That card in general is like holy crap. Now if you get Walter Walker stepping in for Denzel Freeman against Josh Hokett, then we got ourselves a great time. But thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. We will be back next week. Don't know what time, but we will be back and we will continue on with just the craziness that we are of who wins. Can I end the week streak?
Girl,
Will
bro.
Max continue
I've
on the
only had
3?
2 losses in the last 2 cards, guys. So I'm on a
He's
hot
doing
one.
crazy work. He's doing crazy work. As always, thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. We will see you next time. I, of course, am Rami Aviv, joined by Max, the absolute GOAT, the almighty Max. So thank you so much. We will see you next time. Thank
Thank
you.
you.